First question for this group. Let's start up here.
Al, your three-point shooting was one of the biggest improvements in your game last year, at least on paper. Is that a continued emphasis throughout this offseason going into 2019?
Yeah, I continuously in the gym, shooting, putting up shots, getting reps, and it's just something I continuously can improve in. And even though I took strides last year, I want to continue to make strides this year.
Justin, coming back now as a third-year junior, a lot to be expected of you. Continue to be one of the leaders down on the front line. What have you been working on over the summer? What have you seen progress, and what are your expectations for this upcoming season?
Really, I was just focused on getting better in every aspect possible. Shooting, dribbling, being more versatile on the floor defensively. But I'm excited to get the season going. We're just looking forward to getting the season started and really just getting started.
Justin, after your first 2 years here, do you feel like you've still just sort of scratched the surface on what your potential could be as a player here?
Yes. I think that every day is an opportunity to get better. I'm going into every day with that mindset, just trying to really focus on how I can make myself 1% better each and every day.
Hey Justin, what do you think are maybe 3 or 4 things about your game specifically that you feel will be better this year than they were last year?
Shooting, dribbling, rebounding, and defensively. I think those would be the 4 main aspects that I will be better at this year than I was last year.
Yeah, Armaan, how did you take to kind of the strength and conditioning over the summer? And I know that Coach mentioned you bulked up a little bit, and how do you think that's going to be helpful for you during your freshman season?
I think during the summer we had a good workout program, and to be able to add weight, add muscle, has really helped me playing for the Big Ten.
Armaan, to follow up on that, moving up to the college level, yourself and Trace Jackson, what's it been like making that adjustment, playing at a much higher level with players that are farther along than you are? But what have you learned from those guys, and who's helped you the most?
It's always an adjustment moving up levels, so we just got a great group of guys who took us in, showed us the ropes, and just showed us what it's going to be like to play in the Big Ten, what we can get away with, what we can. So we just had a great group of guys to come in too, just help us out a lot.
Now you've been talking about as possibly, sharing some point guard responsibilities with Rob. I mean, is that something you feel comfortable doing, and what kind of style do you think you can bring to that position?
Yeah, we've been practicing it. I mean, we've talked about it. I've been repping it out at the point guard spot, so I feel like I can come in and contribute any way I can at the point guard spot. I'll do it.
This question for Justin. Trace mentioned a lot that you've kind of taken him under your wing this year, this offseason, helping him make that transition. I mean, what's some advice that you've tried to give him?
Stay patient and take everything one step at a time, one day at a time. The days can kind of blur together as the preseason or the summer and going into this beginning stages of the season can all kind of blur together, but kind of really just focus on what you can do that one day to really make a difference and get better to hopefully reach our goals.
Mike and Bob.
Yeah, Coach Miller talked a couple weeks ago about wanting to see more motion off the ball, a little more motion in the offense. And Devontae talked a little bit about that earlier today. Has that been a point of your practices, or do you see that happening this year more? Just a little bit more motion off the ball?
Yeah, most definitely. I see us moving a lot more, and I feel like we've been working to get the ball moving. And a lot in our offense, a lot of motion, so everybody gets a feel of the ball and just get us moving, so we're not really stagnant this year.
For Al and Justin, you guys lost a lot of your scoring from last year's team. We're still early in the process, but what do you see in this team that makes you feel like you'll be able to pick up that slack and have a better team than you did last year?
I would say that we are really focused on taking it one day at a time, like I said before. but based on the scoring, we're not really worried about that. It's gonna happen. The name of the game is to score the ball, and we are going to score the ball. Whoever scores, it really doesn't matter. Just as long as we're getting good shots and making easy shots and making good plays, then the scoring will take care of itself regardless of whoever's shooting.
Just to hit it on the head, I feel like it's not really something that we emphasize. I mean, the name of the game is to score and put the ball in the basket. We've been working, everybody's been improving. This offseason has been great for us, I feel like, and everybody has shown improvements in their games and in all aspects. So I feel like that's not something that we're like hang our hat on. We're just working every day to get better in all aspects, and we'll continue to do that.
Justin, how are you looking at, I guess, the mental part of the game differently? How, just in terms of how you approach games, how you approach, kind of getting over and past mistakes, just in how many different ways have you sort of reevaluated, your mental game?
I have not really done that yet. As we get games going, I'll probably take more of an introspective look at what I did last year versus what I'm going to do this year. But I mean, if I were to say something, I'd try to be a little bit more positive with myself. Just moving on from mistakes. That's about it.
Justin, there were games last year where you were kind of the lockdown defender. Penn State comes to mind as one of those games. You talked about improving your defense in the offseason. How much do you look for and relish the opportunity to take on the other team's top guy?
I enjoy it. I mean, it's a lot of fun. Keeping one of their best players from scoring or making them uncomfortable or doing stuff that they're not accustomed to doing or accustomed to seeing. I mean, I enjoy it, and hopefully I can have the same success that I did last year.
Armaan, being a freshman is obviously hard to come in and break through, but to be able, how do you think that you're going to be able to contribute on this team, and how hard has it been for you to break into that upper level?
It hasn't been that hard since we have like a good group of upperclassmen that help me come in and tell me what I need to do. So I just have to do whatever I need to do to contribute to the team. Whatever they want me to do, I'll do it.
Justin, you've been putting in a lot of work this summer with your perimeter shooting as well and your three-point shooting. And how's that going? And do you expect for that to be a better part of your game this year?
It's going well. I plan on it being more point of my game this year, and we're just going to continue to work every single day, try and get better, just to make sure I have success in that area.
Just for either Justin or Al, since you guys were here last year, so what was it like to see Jerome Hunter go through the year that he went through, and what do you see him do right now, basically, and how much do you think he can help you guys?
We're glad to have him in workouts right now. Glad to see him moving well and playing with us. So it's just good to have him out there. And he's a big key to our team. I feel like he do a lot of things. So I'm just happy to see him out playing with us and just a smile on his face, really.
He brings a lot of energy to the team, and I mean, we're just really excited, to see him back on the floor and really kind of enjoying himself again and really, becoming a bigger part of our team.
Yeah, question for Justin and Al. Maybe what are you guys seeing in terms of some other players? We've talked about maybe this group being a little more together and being more cohesive. What have you seen early on that leads you to believe that this could be maybe a tighter group this year, both on and off the court?
I would say that we as a team, we are close on and off the floor, and I think it'll translate once we really get games going. And we're just looking forward to being out there and playing with each other this year.
Question for Al. You talked a little bit before about you enjoying designing things and kind of dabbling with fashion and stuff like that. So I'm just kind of curious where that came from. Is it, you know, just kind of creative outlet for you off the court and just everything about that?
I would have to say probably my family. You know, they're really big in making sure you're presentable and making sure you look nice when you go out. So I feel like it's just always been there for me and my family. So it didn't come hard to me to just be able to design stuff and be real creative with my stuff.
Justin, how excited are you for Hysteria next weekend? Do you have anything special planned, maybe for the dunk contest, maybe for anything within Hoosier Hysteria?
I mean, I'm excited to, you know, get in front of fans and it's really like a kickoff of the season. So I'm excited to really get that going. As for the dunk contest, I don't know. They haven't asked me to be in it yet. So we'll see.
Anything else for this group?